Incoming mail.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's market call session. My name is Abi, and I'll be taking the first part of today's analysis, which will be covering an in-depth analysis on commodity currencies. By that I mean AUD USD, NZD USD, and USD CAD. Shortly after which, my colleague is going to come do his analysis on indices. So we're looking at NAS 100, US 30, and any other asset class he has in his radar today. With that being said, let us see what the market has in store for us. So I'm going to be starting this analysis with a quick look at USD CAD. From our last analysis that happened on Tuesday, we marked out certain level points where we said we wanted to see if price was either going to find support at or break lower and go to the next point of interest. Now looking at it today, you see we had 3 different POIs that are still on the chart we had marked out. So price, the first point of interest almost held, but price validated through it and currently is at the second point of interest. And what did you say we wanted to do around that analysis? We said we wanted to see price return into these zones so that we'll have a good enough level to begin to buy from. That is in sync with what our minor structure is currently doing. So for the sake of those of us who are not with us on Tuesday, I'm going to start this analysis from the top. So on the H4 time frame today, what do I see? I can see that a new sunshine has been printed. Those of us who have joined us a couple of times know that this basically signifies profit taking. So those who sold the market to bring it back down into what the ICT traders call OTE, they've brought it down so they can continue to buy low. Price has now done this. They're trying to take a profit out of the market. With this, looking at what I'm seeing here, I'm now expecting a temporary retracement to an eventual reversal. What does that mean? Because of where price is, we'll see either USD CAD buy shortly into this zone, which is the retracement, and then we will continue to sell, or we'll see it continue the overall move all the way to the upside, right? So I'm going to go ahead and adjust my point of interest to fit what I'm seeing on the chart today. Okay, so I'm just going to, this is still valid, but it still needs a little bit of adjustment. So this now becomes our point of interest 1. This now becomes point of interest 2. Now, our second point of interest is in confluence with what could have been the third. So basically, on the H1 time frame today, we only have 2 POIs. That price should find support at to temporarily buy or continue the overall trend. Okay, minor structure, of course, on the H1 time frame. So looking at this now, price respecting this level, I would simply go on the M5 time frame and mark out certain POIs that I'll be watching out for. Okay, so now where out of the levels I'm marking out on M5? Yesterday's high right here, yesterday's low here, and day before yesterday's high and day before yesterday's low. Day before yesterday's low happens to be in confluence with our H1 level. So I'm using the shapes here so we can differentiate and know what exactly is happening on this particular time frame. So this is from the 1 hour time frame. 1.38252, and then the remaining 4 are for 5 minutes. So what are we now expecting USD CAD to do? We're saying if this level is going to hold, we'll be buying USD CAD from where price currently is all the way into the next level that could serve as resistance. From where price currently is to what could serve as resistance is how many pips away. Let's quickly calculate that. Okay, 40 pips. So once we see a confirmation on USD CAD on the 1 minute time frame, we're going to be taking a buy of USD CAD from where it is to our next point of interest. We could take partials around this level. Our stop loss is even going to be quite tight because we're catching this from the beginning. So stop loss will just be under this low, giving more room. So this stop loss I'm looking at now, how many pips away is it? This is 17 pips. So we can give it a 20 pips stop loss so that the market has room. This now becomes our protected level. If price comes and takes us out, it's also fine, right? But we're going to take our first shots once we see a confirmation of USD CAD from here, buy into this level. We take partials here or break even and allow the market to continue running till it breaks these other levels. Enter the USD, what am I saying? Looking at H4 as well. Previous markups are still on the chart. So let me just go ahead and delete them. Go ahead and delete them for those of us who did not join that analysis. Okay, so H4 time frame, zoom in so I can see a better picture. Price has been selling, giving us all of this from June, sometime in June. It's been breaking lower, 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 giving us lower lows and lower highs, but using candlestick patterns. This sunshine was printed, so we expected this buy, and it's not looking like the sell has been continued. So H1 now, I'm going to mark out the 3 POIs, 3 points of interest. Price has broken through our first point of interest, looking like a retest, headed for the second point of interest, 0.58882, and the third one is 0.59403. So we know what it means now, man. Once price comes into this level, we see confirmation, we're going to be selling into the USD. If price does not get confirmation here and breaks above, we know it is targeting the next point of interest on the higher time frame. We also have even more close points of interest on the M5 time frame. So I'm going to mark them out to see what price does in this session moving into the next around those levels. So what I did again, this very repetitive, same old thing on different asset classes. Yesterday's low high, before yesterday's low high. Perfect. Okay, so this is what I'm now looking out for. And I was saying that NZUSD, if it finds resistance, it's going to start selling, right? Now, price is in a range, kind of, as at today. It did this, broke above, came back into that level, and then doing all of this slow movement. So when I see a separation, a better separation of these different indicators, and I see it tilting towards the downside with a confirmation pattern given, I cannot show you the confirmation pattern now because price has not fully respected what we need to see on M5. It's currently reacting off of this level. I would prefer, because of where it currently is why I say that, which is our indicator. So when I see price break below this zone, come and break below here and give me a retest, then I'm going to look for confirmations on M1. I also understand that not all of us have the indicators, totally understandable, as this is an indicator used by the students of the VFT Academy, right? So what you want to do is just to pay attention to the price points that I'm calling out and take advantage of this analysis. You see your own confirmation, extra confidence with how you trade, you know what to do. So that's what I'm looking out for NZUSD. If I see a clearer break and a confirmation on the 1 minute time frame, I'll take a sell of NZUSD. Same thing for AU, I'm sure. These asset classes tend to move very similar. So this has been buying since April, right? It's been buying, but if you're looking at minor structures, meaning that the one that is currently forming within an overall move, which is lower lows and lower highs, this you now see that okay, it's looking like price is changing character. And not just that, there's also been a sunshine printed. What do we expect? We expect a retracement from here. So looking at that now, what are now my POIs? So the POIs on the H1 of AUD USD, also almost looking like a range, but price has now broken through this level. So I'm going to mark these ones out, and I'm looking to sell AU. Same thing for NU, right? Now, Sunshine still printed this sell. Our first take profit level on this zone, on this asset class rather, is very close. Why do I say that? Let's go to M5. On M5, I'm marking out the same thing. Same thing I did for the other asset classes. So we have a double confluence around this level with our H1 point of interest. And then the before yesterday's high, the before yesterday's low. You can see how tight it is. The gap between these levels are quite tight. Now, this is two confluences. Price is looking like it's already breaking through. See, broke above, came back, broke below, gave us a retest. So a break and a retest of this key zone. If I see a confirmation on M1 time frame, I'm going to take a sell. But I'm so bearing in mind that what could serve as my take profit level is just around the corner. How many pips away is it? Okay, let's just give the laptop a few minutes to load up. Indicators can be quite heavy. Let's see. Okay, so this even looks like it has given us a confirmation. It's broken below, giving a retest. So we take an AUSD sell from here. First take profit is just 9 pips away. That's why I said this is quite tight. It's just 9 pips away. But if price breaks through this zone, we know where it is headed for. So my bias on AUSD is for a sell, same as NU, and a buy for USD card. So we're watching how this plays out. I'm also going to go take this trade, giving my first shot on AUSD, and we'll give you the heads up on how it plays out during the market follow recap. But that's pretty much it for this session. We're going to move into the next now, where we talk on commodity indices. So US 13 as 100, right? Very short break. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me now. If there are no questions, just leave an emoji for me so I know we can proceed into the next half of this market analysis. Very good to go. All right, thank you for your attention and staying along with me. I hope this was helpful. We can now proceed to the next half of the session to look at indices. We'll be back in less than a minute, so please don't go anywhere. Cheers and God bless.
$100 is a very sickly upside. But then this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do, guys, today. I want to see to this and then fly up active sales, right? Even if I'm selling on join Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second part of the market color. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you all this morning. How are you doing? All right, we'll be looking at US markets this morning, US 30, NAS 100, and S&P 500. Seeing how those markets are behaving this morning, how they are doing, and how we can spot opportunities in that market. Okay, a quick one. We had some areas marked out. That was last week, not last week, on Thursday, right? But then price didn't get to our area of interest, hasn't gotten there yet. So therefore, or got to some areas, but then, moved. Let me start with US 100 because I was on this trade yesterday. Okay. All right. So on US 100, interesting that we had this area marked out since on Tuesday, right? Our last conversation with US 100, we were at these zones. We marked out some areas here. Let me delete this. We marked out some areas here, and then look at what the market did. Market has tapped into this breakout block, has moved up, broken structure to the upside, right? Broken structure to the upside properly, and we are resuming that push to the upside. Interestingly, yesterday I took a buy on US 100, went well from this other block here. Took a buy on this trade. Did one is to 3.74, but then this guy here came and took me out, right? Originally, what I just did yesterday was kind of a stretch. Sometimes things just get over you. You want to stretch your luck, right? Price was at this zone. Where is the overall take profit? Where should it be? Should be this high, right? Yeah. So price actually cleared high, but then just to see if price was going to test all of this, clear all of this liquidity, but it didn't do that. Price came back, and then we had a snipe both left and right, and then it's taken out of the trade. And overall, it was a good trade. Just trade management that was very poor in this. All right, so what are we seeing today? What are we seeing today? Today is good day to make money again. Daily time frame, we overall what? We overall very bullish. We overall very bullish because we are coming from this block that's been mitigated. Remember, last week we were here, right? We were here. We sold, was it? No, we bought last week. We bought last week. We are at this zone, and then prices beginning to push the upside. Let's look at this week. Let's look at what we can get this week from the market. Market is already signaling a bullish movement, although this area still remains unmitigated, which is kind of like a concern for me. Remains unmitigated, and then price could as well use this as inducement. Right? Use this as inducement, and then we see that move to the upside. But then on the 3-minute time frame, not 3 minute, 3-hour time frame, it still looks unmitigated. Still look unmitigated on the 2-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, still unmitigated. So there's a lot of order around this zone. Meaning, if for any reason price come back here to this zone, okay, on 30 minutes it has been mitigated already on 30-minute time frame. But if for any reason price comes here, we might see that push to the upside, right? We should typically see a push to the upside from this zone. On the daily time frame, on the 30-minute time frame today, in terms of intraday kind of trades, what are we looking at? Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of levels being unmitigated, which is this here as the first one, unmitigated, right? And then we have another break of structure. Yeah, another break of structure. Yeah, and overall price has broken the structure since yesterday. This one, although with a week, it doesn't matter. It wasn't even with a wick, it was a body closed above. So it's a good place. So therefore, we could as well see like a push from this zone below, because price is going to use it as inducement or liquidity. Come sweep this, tap into this, and then begin the move to the upside. All right, so with this, my SL just above here. Where's my overall target? Overall target is this place. No need to stretch my log today. All right, so a good one is a 3. We could as well get it from this tree, right? Let me look at 45 minutes. If okay, I'm seeing something on the 45-minute time frame. This zone appears to be mitigated already. Okay, the 2-hour time frame. It's still a valid zone. I believe it's a valid zone. It's a valid zone. But also this zone is also strong. This is strong. If for any reason, so just for the sake of this analysis, right? This it can go two ways. Price can test into this order block here, this first order block, and then from there continue its movement to the upside. Especially if up until New York session, the market is still ranging above. It doesn't come and break it now as you're speaking, probably into 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. It doesn't return to this other block, violate it, and tap to the downside. Then most likely into New York open, what will happen is price, New York stock market open, price might just tap into this guy and then continue its movement to the upside, right? Because on the daily time frame, we're overall bullish, right? So these are my analysis for today on NAS 100. Let's go to US 30. US 30 on the daily time frame, US 30 is bullish. We said this last week. US 30 is bullish, right? Bullish. That's completed 50% of this fair value gap. Tap below 50%. So we know the next target, the next draw on liquidity will be this zone here. It is the next draw on liquidity. Go to the 4-hour time frame and look for areas that have not been mitigated before. None that we can spot for now. 2-hour time frame. Okay, we have a lot of areas that have not been mitigated. Even this. Let me look at 1 hour. Probably we're going to get more proper. Okay, this area, this other block has been mitigated. This has been mitigated. The only one left is this and this zone. For 5 minutes, this is still clear. This is still clear. 30 minutes. Okay. Almost like the same setup we had. All right. Let me mark it out. Okay. Use this guy as well. Price taps into this and then continues movement. That's if it doesn't just continue from this zone, because everything, let me put it on 15 minutes. Everything is pointing to the, okay, this has been mitigated. So price will not hold here. Most likely price will come down. Use all of this as liquidity, right? All of this upward movement. Use it as liquidity, and then from there we tap, right? Tap this zone and then continue to push to the upside. But honestly, I suspect price will want to do that. Why? Because we are just close on the 1 hour time frame. See the gap between here and the actual sweep of the previous all-time high. We're just very, very, very close. So price could as well just clear everything and then start pouring to the downside. And if it clears everything and it begins to descend to the downside strongly, I'll just delete my order, right? There's no need catching or trying to catch a falling knife, right? So that's my analysis on US 30. Quickly to S&P 500. Wow, still have this beautiful trade over here. And then what happened? Price retraced all of those movements we had. Price retraced, cover at least 50% of the fair value gap, and then boom to the upside. That's cleared liquidity. Yeah, it's previous liquidity. Let me delete this. What am I looking at for today on the 1 hour time frame? On the 1 hour time frame, everything that looks like liquidity, looks like area of interest has been cleared. Price tapped into this and moved up. Interestingly. Okay, so Even this looks as though it has been tested. We have two significant areas here and here in the 15-minute time frame. Okay. They are both significant. They've not been tested that much. So price could as well come to this zone, continue to move up. But I love price action that has inducement. So for that reason, what I'll be doing or what I want to do is to see that price taps this order block, right? If price taps this order block, it gives me that confidence, because now I'm not only trading from just higher time frame perspective. I'm not only trading from what's it called? Just an order block, right? Just not an order block, but order block plus the confirmation of inducement. This serves as inducement. Price takes this out, comes to this, and then continue movement in its original direction. All right, guys. So that's pretty much what I have today on US30 buy on Mass 100. It's a buy on S&P 500. It is US 100 also. It's a buy. Hopefully, let's see what the market does before the end of today, right? You have pretty nice markup here. It's not to draw markup alone. Just execute. Hope we are taking this straight. All right, so guys, that's what we have. It's a good time to ask a question. If you have any question regarding the analysis being made already, you can ask a question. I'm seeing admin here. I'm seeing Anna Saratin, Ezekiel, Femi, Noah, Samuel, Clement, Simeon, Jonathan, Toby. Do we have any questions? So far, so good. Let's ask our questions in the chat box. You can ask our question in the chat box. And if there's no question, fine and good. We'll call it a day. We'll meet again by 2 p.m. New York market color session, right? That'll be 2 p.m. And we'll look at what this analysis have done. Either it plays out or if there's a change in bias, we'll look at it together and then we align ourselves. All right. Thank you so much for joining this morning, guys. I wish you all the profitable trading. See you by 2 p.m. Nigerian time. Till next time, cheers and God bless, guys.